Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League Tuesday night Gen 6 series here from Talladega, brought to you by Trackside NASCAR, as we got drivers trying to make their way down on the pit road here in these last few moments of practice. And got the wrong logo up on the screen. Gonna try to take care of that now. Give me just a moment as we watch these drivers making their way around Talladega Super Speedway for the season opener here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. This is going to be a great season. We want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Kick, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight. And we're getting ready for a great one in these Gen 6 series cars. I think I've got the right logo on here now. Nope, I did not grab the right logo, so let's try this again. Want to make sure we got Trackhouse NASCAR Outlet's new logo up on the screen, because we still have the ARCA series up there, and we want to get this Gen 6 series some love. So bear with me just another second while we get this all figured out on our end. And of course, as always, I want to thank everybody for joining us as we get ready for some great action here from Talladega Super Speedway. We got just a few more moments left here in practice before we get qualifying underway. We can see currently at the top of the speed chart is the 14 of Mark Dumont. Of course, qualifying doesn't mean much here at Talladega except for track position and pit stall selection. When it comes down to it, it's all about who you know, who you can work with, who your friends are, and who's going to help you there at the end. As we got about a minute left here in practice. Again, I'm just updating my logos with the new series. Want to make sure we've got the right information here up on the screen for you guys, as always. And there we have it. K-Doggy33 says, I'm back. To currently see that 33 machine on pit road, but fourth quickest on the speed charts. There's Kenneth Byers, currently second quickest. Brett McNamara is the third quickest driver. Let's see who else we got out on the racetrack right now. I see the 98 of Jamie Horn just making his way out onto the racetrack. There's John Smith. In a little different, shows 10 on the speed charts, but looks like he's running the 86 on the screen right there. And we have qualifying that has just ended. And we are getting ready to go qualifying here. I'm sorry, that was practice that just ended. And we are getting ready to go qualifying here. Let's see who the I just heard on the radio here that there is a rule they must stay on the racetrack all the way around the racetrack after they come off the pit road. There is no going down below the double yellow line in qualifying or during the race. You see there's the 78 of Daniel Wilkerson just making his way onto the racetrack as well. Most drivers out on the racetrack right now getting their qualifying underway. There's a 23 Brandon Trush in a new looking paint job. Used to seeing that old Marlboro type paint job on his car. Tonight we see that Raptor paint job on that 23. There's last year's champion, Justin McMahon, making the mistake and going with that old school Jeff Gordon paint job again. You know, he ditched the paint job, the Jeff Gordon paint job. He won the championship, and now he finds himself back running that Jeff Gordon scheme. We'll have to see how that works out for him this year. And his car is going to go white for a moment as we're refreshing our paint jobs, as we were just talking about a couple of paint jobs not looking proper. Let's see if we can get those fixed up here. Starting with John Smith, who I do not see on the racetrack just yet. So we'll see these paint jobs come in and come out real quick here during qualifying. So ignore the blank cars as Trading Paints downloads all the right paint schemes. There's Bill Gentry in that 4 machine on his second lap, currently at the top or near the top of the leaderboard. There he is at the top of the leaderboard. And I can already see my timing scoring might be a little messed up. It's a brand new season. We'll see if we can get that cleared up here as qualifying gets finished here. I may have to reboot the timing pylon there, but we'll get this all figured out. As Bill Gentry currently at the top of the leaderboard. There's Ray Ritnor in the 199 making his way down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Jamie Horn just went second quickest. He makes his way down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Long backstretch here at Talladega. 2.66 miles is the length of the racetrack. Is the longest and fastest track on the NASCAR series. And ooh, we see Kevin Brown having some issues here. Loses it. As Brandon Lopez now goes up to the top of the leaderboard in the 15 machine. Here's Justin McMahon just coming down to the stripe. And McMahon is currently in the 6th spot. Of course, the stripe located in a little bit different spot than you normally see. As we see Brett McNamara here coming down through the tri-oval. And off the tri-oval, you go about 300 yards and you find that start-finish line just past the, or about 100 yards past the exit of the tri-oval. So very unique. Makes for a lot of different results for the race, because normally you're racing to that tri-oval. Here you're racing past the tri-oval, and it makes for some fantastic finishes. As time is about to expire, and currently Ray Ritnor is the top of the leaderboard. As we have about 5 seconds left before qualifying ends. And we're getting ready to take a look at our starting grid. So as they get lined up here on the front stretch, Ray Ritnor in the 199 will be your pole setter. Brandon Lopez will be to his outside in position number 2. Then Brett McNamara and Bill Gentry make up row at number 2. Followed closely by Jamie Horn and James Silvers back in the 6th spot. Matt Smith will roll off from 7th with Justin McMahon in the 8th position. Justin Ray and Kevin Brown make up your top 10. Richard Leclerc in the 11th position with Mark Dumont in 12th, an All-Canadian 6th row. as Brandon Trush in the 23 rolls off 13th, and Keth Byers from the 14th position. 15th will be Colby Muse with Michael Dow in the 16th position. 17th will be Hunter Foley and Tyler Evans in the 18th position. Stephen Bonomo and Anthony Smith make up row number 10, followed by Jason Ross and Daniel Wilkerson. Back in row 11. Row 12 will find Josh Cully and Kevin Thompson. And rounding out the field will be John Smith in 25th, Gary Clune in 26th, and Adam Gardner rolling up in the back in the 27th position. And I'm going to apologize right now. I thought there was a stage. That's why I put it in the description of the race. There is no stage tonight, so we're going to be going 44 laps to the finish here from Talladega Superspeedway. Of course, I want to again thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. And hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer where we specialize in everything NASCAR. We stock diecast, t-shirts, hats, jackets, display cases, flags, decals, and more. If you're a fan looking for something, you will find it here. We offer buy 9, get 1 free diecasts and in-house program. And customer service is a top priority with several 5-star reviews. Find them on Facebook, Google Maps, check out their website at TracksideNASCAROutlet.com, or stop by their store. So 44 laps will be the distance here tonight. Of course, we've got the chat open. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or Twitch, the chat is open. Feel free to shout out your favorite driver. Comment along of the race. We love to hear it. Any problems with the stream, feel free to let me know about it as well. As the field makes the long pace lap down into turn number 3. These cars do run the restrictor plate, so we'll take these cars about a lap and a half to get up to full song. Of course, we'll be talking about a bunch of different things here tonight. If you're new to this style of racing, we'll be talking about the bump drafting, the pushes, the energy, what lane has the most cars and which lane has the most energy to get things moving. Of course, you're going to talk about the side draft where you can pull right up on the car next to you and dump all that air that runs like a wake off the car right onto that big spoiler that you see on these cars. It really slows down that car. It doesn't speed up the car that's doing the side draft, and just slows down the car that's next to it as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road for the first time this season. And Ray Ritnar is going to lead him down the long way to the starting zone, where the green flag will fly. And we are racing here at Talladega Superspeedway. Already the car's breaking up just a little bit as they come down into turn number 1. Speed's just approaching about 150 miles an hour as they cut down into turn number 1. We see Brandon Lopez gets a good launch up on that high side. He's going to pull down in front of Ray Ritnar as they come down the backstretch for the first time. Cars starting to come up to their full speed as we see this field really spread out right now. And that top lane kind of moving on its own, and they're going to go right around. Ray Ritnar hung out to dry. As here comes Bill Gentry up on that high side. He's got a push from James Silvers as they go to the lead. Gentry into the 4, up on that high side. He's got Silvers, McMahon, Kevin Brown, and we see that looks like Mark Dumont up there in that Labatt's machine as well, as Brown kind of looked down to the inside. Here comes Dumont. Gonna take a look to the inside. He's gonna stay tucked up behind in that high lane as you see Jamie Horn trying to work the high side or low side. Gonna get some help here now from the 60 of Michael Dow as they come down the backstretch. Ooh, issues for John Smith. Looks like he's looped it around here and has some damage. Just a single car spin, so no caution will be thrown. Let's see if we can see what happened here to John Smith down on that low lane. I'm not really sure what happened to Smith there. Looks like maybe some netcode or some lag or something. I don't know. We see... oh, no. There's just a big checkup there, and I got everybody out of sorts. See, in the chat, quite a few chats here. We got Matthew on YouTube saying 38, let's go. Kathy Trush rooting on that 23 of Brandon Trush. And then Matthew Jameson says, come on, Ray, 38 making moves. As we see Bill Gentry up on that high line there. Mark Dumas mounting a charge down on the low side with Jamie Horn giving a shove. Michael Dow down there as well. Looks like the 7. I figure out who that Western Union car is down there. Or not Western Union, but this is 17 of McNamara down on the low side there. Western Auto, old Daryl Waltrip's scheme. Right behind we see the 82 of Matt Smith running that Rusty's scheme. That's a pretty good looking, sharp looking car there. And you guys know me, I'm a sucker for good looking paint jobs. As we got a battle for the lead heating up. Mark Dumont on the low side, Bill Gentry up on the high side. The 99 of Ken Byers giving a big shove to the 14 as they come down. Now they're going to be 3 wide as the 21 of Silvers goes to the high side by himself. Does he have the momentum? Now he's got some help coming in the form of the 38 of Justin Ray and the 77 of Tyler Evans up on that high side. Bill Gentry kind of sneaking up to the high side. He's going to pull up in front of the 21. He's going to try to take their run as that Rusty's machine almost got caught up in the center. You don't want to be in that middle lane. That middle lane tends to be a bit of a sucker hole, and you can easily get freight trained to the back. As Mark Dumont to the lead here, coming to complete lap number 5. Field still a little bit spread out. You see a lot of gaps there, especially towards the rear of the field. As you see them making their way down into turn 1 from the iRacing blimp here. And you want to be tucked right up on the back bumper of the car in front of you. That's going to give you the most speed. Fortunately, that front car is also burning the most gas right now. So with a 44-lap race, these drivers should be able to make it to about, I'm going to say lap 25 to 30. So they will have to pit under green. Of course, when you're running this tight as well, there's always a chance of the big one. It's not if the big one's going to happen, but when the big one's going to happen. Because these cars are so packed up on top of each other like this, one small move can easily wipe out 5, 10, 15, 20 cars. We've even seen the whole pack get wiped out at once here at Talladega Superspeedway. And the Doghouse Racing League does not run resets. So any damage that these drivers accrue during the race, they'll either have to get fixed up or retire from the race. Right now you see this 3-car group on the bottom here, led by Mark Dumont. But here comes Bill Gentry back up on the high side. Well, his help's not right on that back bumper like he wants it. Unfortunately, these cars create a big bubble off that back bumper. And sometimes it's harder for that car in second place to break that bubble and get to the bumper. Ooh, almost a bad push there from the 21 of the Silvers. Saw the 4 get a little sideways there off that front bumper. As they make their way down into turn number 3. And you can push, if you're connected, you can stay connected all the way through the corner. You just don't want to get yourself in a position where you're making contact going into the corners. It looks like we got a challenge. We had a challenge for the lead for a moment as Byers was looking up to the high side. He tucked back down in line. Now we got a 3-car breakaway up here at the front. Gentry is going to try to dive down in front of Brett McNamara, but he does not. He's going to tuck down in line behind as that top lane. Going to have a new leader in the form of James Silvers. Meanwhile, all 26 cars in line. 1 car, John Smith by himself. Oh, and Bill Gentry gets shoved up the racetrack. Heavy contact with that outside wall. Don't know if his momentum's just broke or how broke that car is. As we got 3 wide now as Silver is trying to make his way around the 23 of Brandon Trush. Trush kind of pushing himself up the racetrack, trying to side draft through the corner. As our lead group is quickly approaching John Smith, we see Smith running out here all by himself. Top speed for Smith is 182 miles an hour. Mark Dumont, your leader, he's running 194 miles an hour. As we hear them hollering on the radio asking John Smith where he's going to be on the racetrack as the fields are making their way to him quickly. About to see the power of the draft as the field makes quick work of John Smith. What he's going to try to do here is he's going to try to get himself in a position where he can grab onto the tail end of the pack here. And he might be able to do it. Yep, he's going to slide right up and try to sniff that draft. These drivers in the back, I'm seeing speeds 207, 208 miles an hour. Here we see the speed of Mark Dumont here, 193, 194. Making their way through the trial. Well, then we go to Gardner back here, running in the last position, 197, 198. Down the backstretch, we saw the speeds approaching 210 miles an hour for the drivers in the back here. See that 196. John Smith was not able to hang on to the back of the field there. As we are now 3 wide up front for the lead. Mark Dumont on the bottom. Brandon Trush in the middle. James Silvers up on the high side as they come down through the tri-oval. Silvers loses a little bit of momentum. It's going to be Trush through the middle here with a big push from the 24 of last year's champion, Justin McMahon. And right behind McMahon, his biggest rival in Jamie Horn. And even here at the super speedways, the cream always rises to the top. The drivers we talk about all season long always find their way towards the front. And right now, Brandon Trush, Justin McMahon, and Jamie Horn are doing just that. And here comes a mount here from James Silvers up on that high side. He's got Justin Ray right behind him, trying to give him a shove. The 77 of Mark Dumont right there as well. As McMahon jumps up to the high side, he's going to take that run from Silvers. He's going to try to mount his own run here on the high side. As Kevin Brown caught out by himself up on that third lane. He's going to be able to tuck down behind I believe that was Anthony Smith. He was able to tuck in. Yes, that's who it was up there. As now McMahon gets booted into the middle here. And he finds himself going backwards quickly. But he picked up some help immediately in the form of 33 of Kevin Brown. Can any more drivers form up in that middle lane? Meanwhile, Ken Byers again trying to do it all by himself here up on that high side. And it looks like the 77 of Tyler Evans got shuffled back. He followed back into the 13th position as here's Byers stuck in that sucker hole, and he is going backwards in a hurry with no help. Maybe we'll tuck down in line. Here there's the 77 up to the high side as they come down into turn number 3. We're quickly approaching the halfway mark. So far, we did have the one incident there involving John Smith, but no caution. Caution free for the first 15 laps. Again, no stages here in the Gen 6 series. So for some of these guys, it's going to be white knuckle racing the entire event. If you ride along with somebody here in the middle of the pack, and you can see just how much banking this track has and just how much these cars move around. They don't look like they're moving around too much when you're watching it from the TV view. But when you're inside these cars, man, they move around a ton. And most of that's just because of the air that's coming off these cars. Saw a little bit of damage to the 00 of Jason Ross there. I believe that had to do with that earlier incident with John Smith. Back up front, Brandon Trush doing a good job holding on to the lead from Jamie Horn and Mark Dumont. Michael Dow, your top 4. And then it's 2x2 with Brett McNamara in the 17 and the 21 of James Silvers. Silver's hoping that Justin Ray can get a little bit closer to that back bumper, try to get that top lane moving. Justin McMahon's right there as well. He's trying to do what he can as Kevin Brown just jumped out of line. He's going to make his way down to the low side. Ooh, 97 just barely caught the yellow line there. It got a little squirrely, shot back up the track, but able to hold on to it as we are currently working lap number 18, coming to lap number 19. So far, everybody's starting to kind of settle down. No big aggressive moves being made just yet. But as the race goes on, we will see those moves start to intensify. Friendships starting to break, bonds starting to fall apart, as it's every man for himself out there on the racetrack. We're going to take a moment to crank up the volume, crank up the sound. We can listen to these cars go around at full song. Still no movement up front, but we do have ourselves a 5-car breakaway up at the front here, led by Brandon Trush. Brett McNamara last car in this group here, and because they're staying so close to each other and so tightly knit, they're just pulling away from the rest of the field that's running 2 by 2 behind. Now that bottom lane has caught back up to that front 5. Because the more energy, the more cars you have in one lane, the more energy that lane's going to have. And you see most of the drivers now in that bottom lane as we are quickly approaching pit stops. I said somewhere between 25 and 30, we'd start seeing pit stops. And I think that's what everybody's trying to do right now, is blend down to that bottom lane. That's why you continue to see that bottom lane grow. There's just a handful of drivers up on that high side. Some aggressive push in there out of the 21 of James Silvers, getting the 99 of Byers really loose there down the straightaway. And that's where we see a lot of incidents here at Talladega. As we hear drivers coming down pit road this time, big group of leaders. Oh, we got a wreck on the pit road. Few drivers involved. As the caution flies. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. So we try to see where this one started. So we saw everybody coming down on the pit road. Whoops. Try that again. I meant to hit the slow motion button, not the live button. So we saw everybody coming down on the pit road. We see Trush lock up that right front coming down on the pit road. Oh, Smith in the Rust-eze machine locked him up. Turned around. Let's see if we can get a better view here of who got turned around there. Jamie Horn into Trush. And then behind we see all hell breaking loose as well. So if you're wondering why some of the cars are going through the other cars, that's because when you're below that white line, your car becomes a ghost just to help with other drivers getting in and off of pit road without making contact. Here's Stephen Bonomo's view of this as well, as we see who's that? The blue car there. That is the, I believe, the 8. Nope, that is trying to get a better view here of what happened. Fortunately, iRacing's cameras don't give me the best view all the time. You see Kevin Brown able to get down on the pit road. Yeah, just a bunch of drivers just nowhere to go. And the big one happens here on pit road. Wow, that's who it was. It was Hunter Foley that locked him up coming in. Here the wheel hop hits the wall, bounces off the wall, and just nowhere's, a lot of these drivers just nowhere's to go. Well, that's going to allow the rest of the field to come down on the pit road. As we see Silver on pit road, Justin McMahon, who was able to get on and off pit road and avoid all that, is going to come out as your leader. Let's go back and see how McMahon was able to avoid this. It just kind of happened all around him, and he's able to get in and off pretty easy there. Let's ride along here. Sees the first incident happening in front of him. The other incident's happening right behind him. And easily able to get on and off pit road. Well, we have a break in the action. We want to mention our great series sponsor, Trackside NASCAR Outlet. Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer. We specialize in everything NASCAR. They offer die-cast t-shirts, hats, jackets, display cases, flags, decals, and more. If you're a fan looking for something, you'll find it here. We offer a buy 9, get 1 free die-cast in-house program. And customer service is always a top priority with several 5-star reviews. Find them on Facebook, Google Maps, and check out their website at tracksidenascaroutlet.com or stop by and see them in store. Another great partner here is Group 6. Rev up your brand's potential with Group 6 at every turn of the Doghouse racing season. As your creative marketing powerhouse, we're here to help fuel your success, accelerate your impact, and steer your brand towards victory. Group 6, where every race is an opportunity to outshine, outperform. Discover more at group6.com. Of course, both the Doghouse Racing League and us here at Intensity Broadcasting are great partners of Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader of gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. And lastly, if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at intensityracing.com. Your one-stop shop for all swag, hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, and more. Or if you're just looking to pick up some of our novelty t-shirts, or maybe Atman Weiss's racing gear. He just had his first attempt at the Cars series down at Langley Speedway. Has a great series of races scheduled for Langley, as well as a couple more throughout the year. So check it out over at intensityracing.com. Following us on Intensity Broadcasting on Facebook for all your news regarding Atlee's racing career. And of course, don't forget to check out Doghouse Racing League's website for stats, standings, news, and more. Brand new, recently redesigned website. Looks great, easy to navigate, lots of information on there. Check it all out at doghouseracingligue.com. Links down below for all that I just mentioned as well. Well, the field is just making their way down into turn number 3. The lights are off on the pace car. We are racked, restacked, and getting ready to refire here. It looks like John Smith was able to get himself back onto the lead lap. However, he is just making his way off of pit road after getting extensive damage fixed. He'll be hoping for a quick caution here as we have 19 coming to 18 laps to go. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road as they make the long trip down through this tri-oval to the restart zone, where the green flag will fly, and we are back racing here at Talladega Superspeedway. Field making their way down into turn number 1. Justin McMahon has that 21 of Silver's on the back bumper. He is connected, and they are going places. Silver's going to sneak up, kind of look up, fade up here. Is he going to try to make a move here on the high side off of turn number 2? And he will. He's got Michael Dow now connected to that back bumper. Justin McMahon, no help as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Now he picks up the 14 as Michael Dow makes a brave move down to the bottom. Cuts down, and he's going to take the lead off the front bumper of the 38. Ooh, we saw some contact there. Big block from the 21 of Silvers. And I ended up putting Justin McMahon up into the outside wall. Sorry, that wasn't Justin McMahon. That was Adam Gardner, who ended up in the outside wall there and had to slide back a little bit. But he's got his momentum back as Michael Dow now controls this race from the front with Justin Ray, Justin McMahon, and Mark Dumont in tow. And then 3 wide racing behind. We said the intensity was going to start to kick up. And now we're seeing that as James Silvers by himself trying to catch back up to that lead group, and he indeed will. But he's going to have a run with nowhere to take it. He's going to tag onto the back bumper of the 14 of Mark Dumont. As Michael Dow continues to lead the race in that 60 Celsius machine. Kevin Brown up on the high side by himself, trying to make something happen, trying to get someone to go up there with him. Fortunately, nobody does. Now he's going to do it again. Again, nobody's going to go up there with him. And looks like the 15 of Brandon Lopez going to close that hole, and Kevin Brown hung out to dry on that high side. Nobody following him. And he's going to go from about 10th place all the way back. Right now he's fallen back out of the top 20. Ken Byers now up on that high side. Getting a big shove from the 22 of Kevin Thompson in that Citgo machine. Very old school retro paint job on that 22. Loving it. As they go side by side, now Byers going to have just a little bit of advantage down in turn number 3. Is he going to be able to clear Michael Dow? He is, and he does. It's now Brandon Lopez on the back bumper of the 22. Oh, gets him kind of loose right down there in front of Michael Dow. Here's Adam Gardner. After being in the wall a few moments ago, now third up on the high side, trying to make something happen as we have 14 laps to go. But don't count anybody out. There's plenty of drivers here that can make something happen, as we're seeing some really aggressive pushes there. We're seeing drivers get a little squirrely off the front bumper of other cars. That 22 was just completely sideways a moment ago from a push from Adam Gardner. Gardner trying to do everything he can, and he wants to push. That 22 wants that contact. He wants to get out in front, and that's the only way it's going to happen. As Brandon Lopez now tries to take the lead, and again, Kevin Thompson just trying to get that going up on that high side. 13 laps to go. I know we saw that big one coming on the pit road. That doesn't mean that it's done. Very easy, as you just saw, Ken Byers kind of pushing on that left side of the bumper. That is not where you want to be. You want to be as square up as you can. These bumpers on these cars are rounded. The back bumpers are nice and flat. It's really easy to get these cars out of shape from a bad push. Right now, though, that top lane starting to gain some energy. Got the most cars in it currently, just not enough cars close together. As Kevin Thompson goes to the lead, Adam Gardner thought about tucking down in front of Brandon Lopez, was not able to make that happen. Now the separation between Thompson and Lopez is going to check up that top lane. That bottom lane is going to have the energy now as they make their way off of turn number 2. As they come down the backstretch, we see that Kevin Brown has lost the pack. Drivers like Kevin Brown, Colby Muse, John Smith, hoping for a caution here. See if they can get caught back up. Big slice and dicing happening right now. Tyler Evans to the low side in front of Brandon Lopez. He's going to try to take the lead away from Kevin Thompson as they go down into turn number 1. Thompson on the high side. Big shove from Adam Gardner as they come down the backstretch. And third car in line there is Jamie Horn kicking out of line just a little bit. Don't know if he's trying to cool his engine or what there, because these cars do heat up pretty quickly being behind another car. As things get disorganized, Adam Gardner out of line. Oh, we got a wreck behind. Caution is out. Silvers gets turned around. Gary Clune involved as well. Bill Gentry, a little piece of the action. And that's going to bring out our second caution of the night. See, Silver's down on the bottom. Gary Clune there. Oh, looks like Silver's kind of came up. He was trying to make a move. Didn't realize where the 11 was. The 78, Daniel Wilkerson involved as well. Right in front of last season's champion, Justin McMahon again. The incident happens right around him. He's able to clear through. Don't know how much damage these drivers have, but they might be able to come down pit road and get most of it fixed up here. As Tyler Evans will be your leader. And what I was trying to say before we had the caution there, let's ride along on somebody's back bumper here, see as they get caught up. See that square right underneath where it says Mustang, or underneath the left side there, that grill. That is the only cooling these cars have. So when they're tucked up right underneath another car, there is no air getting into there. These cars heat up incredibly quickly. So these drivers are going to have to manage their temperatures here in these final laps as well. Because when we are at speed, we'll go back to at speed here. And you can see just how little grill is open there. There's just how close these cars are running and just how little air is able to get into that engine. So I'll have to see how long these drivers will be able to push here on this final run. It's like Adam Gardner coming down pit road here. He is giving up a bunch of track position. I don't know if he's got a little bit of damage that he wants to get fixed up. Looks like that right front fender is pushed in just a little bit. As they come across the line here, lights on the pace car will be going off next time by. And it sounds like Tyler Evans is going to take the high side on this start. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, over on Twitch. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. We'll be live here tomorrow night from Chicagoland in the SCSRA Dev Sports Cards Tammy Buchino Memorial Series. Race 2 of the chase tomorrow night from Chicagoland. Don't want to miss that one. Jacob will have the call here on Intensity Broadcasting. Next week, the Doghouse Racing League will be taking on Chicagoland, so get a little preview tomorrow night. And then next Tuesday, live here for 84 laps from Chicagoland Speedway. Then we go road course racing at Watkins Glen, Texas Motor Speedway, Pocono Raceway, Auto Club, Bristol, Kansas, Echo Park Speedway, Dover, Richmond, Charlotte, North Wilkesboro, and rounding out the season at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I apologize for that. Just a little hiccups going on here as we are coming to take the one to go. Again, our series is brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is an authorized Lionel dealer. They specialize in everything NASCAR. They stock diecast, t-shirts, hats, jackets, display cases, flags, decals, and more. If you're a fan looking for something, you'll find it here. We offer buy 9, get 1 free diecast in-house program, and customer service is always a top priority with several 5-star reviews. Find them on Facebook, Google Maps, and check out their website at tracksidenascaroutlet.com or stop by their store. Well, the lights are off on the pace car. Tyler Evans choosing the high side for the restart, putting Brandon Lopez on the low side. Evans will have the 22 of Kevin Thompson behind him. Then the 23 of Brandon Trush on that high side. On the low side, you'll have Brandon Lopez, Ken Byers, and Jamie Horn. Now, Jamie Horn, I don't want to bring it up, but always has tough luck here at these super speedways. He's either first or last tonight. Having a pretty clean race, keeping himself out of trouble, finds himself currently in the 5th position. Can he hold on or improve that here in race number 1 of the Gen 6 series, brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet? Pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And here we go, we're re-racked, restacked, getting ready to refire. Pace car gonna take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And Tyler Evans gonna lead them back down to the restart zone. Big gap there behind Brandon Lopez. Now they start to get caught back up here. Evans gets to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We're back racing, and great jump for the high side. Lopez did not get a very good jump. We've got 5 cars, make that 6 cars. Nose to tail on the high side. As Thompson dives down to the low side, he's going to try to take the lead back. As he's got Brandon Lopez now coming to that back bumper. Big shove down the backstretch. But Tyler Evans with the help on the high side from Brandon Trush as they make their way down into turn number 3. Evans now going to slide down to the low side, putting Trush to lead the high side. He's got a push from Josh Cully up on the high side. Cully, a bit of a super speedway expert. We see him all the time up at the front here at these super speedways. He's trying to make his way up towards the front as Trush takes control of the race, takes the lead. Cully into the middle. He's going to try to leave that 38 of Justin Ray hung up on the outside. And Ray's going to fall back, trying to find a spot to dive back in. Let's see if he can mount a charge here in the next 4.5 laps. Meanwhile, Brandon Trush holds on to the lead with Tyler Evans in the 2nd position. Kevin Thompson looks like he's laying back a little bit, trying to mount a charge. Evans made a move. Trush made the block, but blocked a little too late, and Evans cut back down to the inside. He's trying to take the lead back off the front bumper of Kevin Thompson down into turn number 1. 4 laps to go here at Talladega Super Speedway. Just under 10 miles is the distance As Evans holding on to that top spot off the front bumper of Kevin Thompson. Saw lots of wiggles out of that 77 machine as they come down into turn number 3. Trush trying to mount a charge back up on the high side. And now we see Kevin Thompson dive up to the high side in front of Trush. Here comes Lopez with the push on the 77 as they come down through the tri-oval. 3 laps to go. Oh, we got a spin. Thompson is turned around, hits the big one. 5, 6 cars involved here on the front stretch at Talladega. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. As we take a look to see what happened to Thompson here. See, Brandon Trush. Oh, just a little bit of a bad push. Thought he was lined up. Was just a little bit off to the side. Trush comes down into Cully. Trush hard into the outside wall. See, Bonomo sneaking through there. And then Trush comes down the track and into the 199. Just nowheres to go. This looks like just about 4 or 5 cars. I thought there was more cars involved than there was. There's only about 3 or 4 cars involved in that one. And that's going to set ourselves up a green, white, checkered. So Tyler Evans going to see who he's got for friends here for 2 laps. John Thompson says, "Dadgummit, yeah, just wrong place, wrong time for Kevin there." Not much he could do, just a victim of circumstance. Things happen so quickly here at Talladega. We can ride right along here with Kevin Thompson just so you can see how quickly things happen. So he's getting the push there. And then just light contact. Nothing he could really do but hold on and go for the ride. He is back. No, he is off the racetrack. I thought he was back on the racetrack. It looks like he has retired from the race. Few drivers on pit road. See Ray Ritnor, who was involved in that, on pit road. Bill Gentry getting some damage. Oh, he's got a lot of damage to that front end. Kevin Brown on pit road. Mark Dumont got a little piece of that. There's Brandon Trush getting repairs made. Colby Muse on pit road. Adam Gardner on pit road. Jason Ross off pit road, making his way back around. But Hunter Foley, after that pit road incident, on pit road. As Tyler Evans says, he's going to start on the low side this time. That's going to put Ken Byers behind him for this restart. Ken Byers, Michael Dow, Justin McMahon, Brett McNamara on the low side. Your high side is going to be Brandon Lopez, Josh Cully, Jamie Horn, Stephen Bonomo, and Anthony Smith. When we come across the line this time, We'll have one lap to go before we go green flag racing. So again, don't forget to join us next week as the Doghouse Racing League takes on Chicagoland in these Gen 6 cars. From experience, these cars are a blast to drive. I was glad to see these retro cars getting a little bit of love. So Tyler Evans down on the low side. Brandon Lopez on the high side. Row 2, you'll find Ken Byers and the 88 of Josh Cully. Michael Dow and Jamie Horn in row number 3. Row 4 will be Justin McMahon, Stephen Bonomo, and then Brett McNamara and Anthony Smith. Don't look now, James Silvers back in the 11th position. Has a little bit of damage to that car, it looks like, but still should be able to have a good run here. Let's take a look at that right front here. Yeah, you see from the roof cam here, that right front's bent up just a little bit. The cowl for the safety flap there bent just a little bit, so don't know how much speed he's going to be giving out on the racetrack or leaving on the track. What we'll see here is we're going to have ourselves a 2-lap shootout. Green, the green flag will fly, and they'll take the white flag and the checkered. And if they make it around to the white flag and the leader takes the white flag, the checkered flag or the yellow flag will be put away. And here we go. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn. Back down on the pit road. Tyler Evans, Brandon Lopez, front row, coming down through the tri-oval to the restart zone. Don't forget the location of that start-finish line can really change the way this race ends as the green flag flies. Great jump for Tyler Evans. Going to stay in line until he crosses our finish line. Will he ease himself up the racetrack? Try to throw a block here on Lopez. He does not. He's going to stay locked to that yellow line as they come down through turns 1 and 2. Run coming up on that high side as Brandon Lopez comes up. Here comes the block. 77 blocks Lopez. Retains the lead as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Tyler Evans driving with the mirror as they come down into turn number 3. They're going to go to the high side goes Josh Cully. Brandon Lopez has to tuck back down. He's going to pick up the 77 of Tyler Evans as they come off of turn number 3. Through the short chute to the tri-oval. Tyler Evans, Josh Cully, side by side for the lead through the tri-oval. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go here from Talladega Super Speedway. Tyler Evans out in front by a car length and a half as they make their way down through turns 3 and 4, or 1 and 2. Here comes Lopez to the high side. He's going to cut up in front of Cully as they come down the backstretch. 3 wide down the backstretch. Lopez to the lead. Tyler Evans falling back. Big block by Lopez down into turn number 3. Josh Cully on the back bumper. He's going to run him up the racetrack. Don't look now. Tyler Evans is going to have a shot here as they come down. Oh, Lopez gets turned around into Jamie Horn. Coming down through the tri-oval. Who's it going to be? Stephen Bonomo out of nowheres takes the win here at Talladega in the season opener. My goodness, where did he come from? From the back to the front. Stephen Bonomo gets the win here at Talladega Super Speedway. Taking a look here, Stephen Bonomo just barely misses a spinning car. And they continue to wreck behind. Man, what a win for Stephen Bonomo here at Talladega Superspeedway in the inaugural race of the Trackside NASCAR Outlet Gen 6 Series. You can't draw up a better finish than that, folks. And Stephen Bonomo is going to celebrate this win right here at the start-finish line. As I catch my breath after that fantastic finish, let's take a look at the results. Stephen Bonomo is your winner over Josh Cully in second. Gary Clune comes home in third. Brett McNamara in fourth. And John Smith finishes in fifth. Ken Byers comes home in sixth. Kevin Brown in the seventh position. Colby Moose comes back for an eighth place finish after being on pit road getting repairs. Michael Dow and Justin McMahon round out your top 10. Tyler Evans falls back to an 11th place finish. Justin Ray in 12th. Brandon Lopez finishes 13th. Anthony Smith in the 14th position. And Brandon Trush, your top 15. 16th is Bill Gentry with Jason Ross coming home in 17th. James Silvers in the 18th position. Ray Ritnor and Jamie Horn, your top 20. Hunter Foley, 21st. Mark Dumont in 22nd. Adam Gardner comes home 23rd. Kevin Thompson, 24th. Daniel Wilkerson, Richard Leclerc, and Matt Smith round out the field here tonight from Talladega Superspeedway as we get ready to talk to our top three. I just realized that I was never in the broadcast booth. So we are waiting for our top three to make their way to the waiting room. Just waiting to see if Gary Clune is here, and we will talk with our top three. But first, we want to again thank our great series sponsor, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is an authorized Lionel dealer specializing in everything NASCAR, from die-casts, t-shirts, hats, jackets, display cases, flags, decals, and more. If you're a fan looking for something, you'll find it here. They offer buy 9, get 1 free die-cast in-house program. Customer service is always a top priority with many 5-star reviews. Check them out on Facebook, find them on Google Maps, check out their website at Trackside NASCAR Outlet, or stop by their shop. As we get ready to talk to our third place finisher, and that's going to be Gary Clune. Gary, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, yes, I sure do.
Man, what a race for you coming home in third here tonight. Kind of quiet. Didn't hear much from you, but you were there at the end when all heck broke loose, able to weave your way through that. Talk us through those last 2 laps there at the end.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep myself out of the trouble the whole race, so that didn't work out too well. I still ended up in some wrecks. Managed to get most of my damage fixed, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to the bottom and see what happens here these last 2 laps. And the seas parted for me, and luckily gated through all that.
It seemed like there was a bit of attrition out there tonight. Not really too much on the track, but there's that big one coming on the pit road. Don't know if you were part of that one as well, or if you're able to avoid that one. But man, just a tricky pit road to get onto with a bunch of cars.
Yeah, I did end up getting involved in that. I think someone slid or something. I don't even know what happened. It was a few cars in front of me, but got some damage from that, but I was able to get that fixed. And then I got caught up in that last wreck before the green white checkered. So, but I was able to keep the car together as much as I could, and ended up working out for me.
Well, the inaugural race here in these Gen 6 cars here on Tuesday nights, a lot of respect, but a lot of learning out there as well. Talk us through the rest of the race. I mean, I know it was kind of wild being from up here. Was it the same there in the car?
Yeah, cars are definitely a bit more sketchier than I'm used to. I finally got down the Gen 7 car, the next gen car. Finally got that down, and now coming to this, it's just a little drives a little differently. So I was just trying to be patient in the back there most of the time, trying to learn how this thing works. But then, once I got a little more comfortable with it towards the end there, I was able to work my through the traffic and kind of get myself in position to come in on the podium.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Great to talk with you. Of course, before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to thank? A shout you got to give here?
Yeah, all the guys that put the race on, all the admin guys, the Doghouse, all the racers in this league are great. The teammates, Beast Mode, Andrew couldn't make it, but Kev and Spoob, they were out here tonight, but unfortunately they got involved in some wrecks and couldn't finish the race. And you for the broadcast, man, do a great job, and I appreciate all you do.
Well, of course, I appreciate the kind words. Again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. A great job spoiling the Chevy party. You're the only Toyota, it looks like, in the top 20. So great job here tonight. Good luck the rest of the season and next week at Chicagoland, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Thank you.
Have a great night.
See ya.
So that was your third place finisher, Gary Clune. Let's talk to your second place finisher, Josh Cully. Josh, you got Josh up to the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, I got you.
Man, what a rush for you tonight. Coming home up 21 spots from where you started to get yourself up into the podium here. Man, just a wild finish to this race. Talk us through those last couple laps there and what you were able to do to get yourself up onto the podium.
Yeah, I got caught up in that pit lane accident, so I had like 37 seconds of damage. So I sat and got that fixed, took the wave around, started at the back again, and then just went up to the high lane and started working my way up there at the end. And it was pretty chaotic, but everybody was just trying hard, and it's a pretty good race for the most part. I mean, everybody was lifting and trying not to hit each other, and didn't really have much caution, so. Um, Pretty cool to be, in a race with so few cautions. But then, yeah, it got pretty wild at the end. But I'm happy for Steven. It's been a long time coming for him, so I'm glad he finally got a win on his resume. So, yeah, good race for sure.
Yeah, talking about that pit road incident, that was a tough break for a lot of guys. These cars do not stop like the ARCA cars because of how slow and draggy the ARCA cars are, or the next gen cars with those big brakes. Did that catch? I see it caught a couple people out by surprise. Did it catch you by surprise as well? Just how difficult it was to get down on the pit road at full speed?
No, I had kind of done that a couple times in practice and adjusted my brake bias so that the tail of the car wouldn't come around on me. But I think that's what happened. Somebody got on the brakes real hard and locked up the rear tires, and I got hit from behind, and that kind of pushed me into both sides. Both sides had contact, so we got that all fixed, and it drove surprisingly well. Couldn't really tell that it had any damage, so I got pretty lucky there.
Well, next week we move on to Chicagoland Speedway. How do you like your chances there?
I think we'll be all right. We'll save our car and make sure we're there at the end, and if we can play it right, we'll be up front again. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Well, Josh, again, congratulations on the podium here tonight, runner-up spot. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank? A shout you got to give?
I gotta give a shout out to Doghouse for the league. It's pretty fun. And then, of course, Intensity for the broadcast. It's always fun for friends and family to watch. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. And hopefully, we'll talk to you again next week.
Awesome, man. Absolutely. Well, good luck next week at Chicagoland. And again, absolutely. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again soon. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you.
That was your second place finisher, Josh Cully. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, driver of the 9 Hooters machine, the one, the only, Stephen Bonomo. Stephen, it's Josh up at the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, Josh?
Man, not as good as you're doing right now. Congratulations on the win. I know it's been a long time coming, as a lot of people are saying here in the chat and whatnot, but man, what a run for you. The seas kind of parted there at the end, and you're able to get the win. Talk us through those last couple laps.
So yeah, finally, I get a win. I've raced enough to, finally get one of those. There's a few, super speedway races that ended up falling short for me. So finally, I get one. But yeah, I was just honestly following Jamie. I kind of came into practice late, and I was just going to see what was going to happen. And I usually like to take the relaxed approach in these races, anyways, and then find my way up front. Unfortunately, Trush had the issue. Me and him made a bunch of positions together earlier before the caution, and then he had the wreck that he got into. So, I had Jamie and Josh in front of me, and I just followed them. So yeah, just everything worked out. I don't even know how I didn't get wrecked on that last caution that we had. That was very surprising. I was in the middle of all of it.
It seems like everything just kind of happened around you. That in that last caution. Talk about that incident coming out on the pit road. I know you were part of that as well. Fortunately, it didn't look like you got any or very little damage from that, and able to rebound from that.
Yeah, I was only like 10 seconds of optional I had there, and I didn't really know what was going on the right side of me, and I just kept seeing, I believe it was the 6 car coming down on me, but it turns out he was probably trying to avoid what was going on over there. But yeah, I got into the wall a little bit, and I thought it would have been more damage, but I guess these cars don't do that, aren't too bad on the damage. This is I don't have too much experience with these cars. I started iRacing when we had the next gen.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, making your way up to the front. You're going to love these cars now, I take it. But next week, we're going to move on to Chicagoland. How you like your chances there?
I had a good race in the Cup cars at Chicagoland, so we'll see what this car feels like on there, and we'll just practice throughout the week.
Awesome, man. Before I have you give your shout outs, got a couple shout outs here in the chat. Simpson Racing, we know who that is. Congratulations, Steven. Been a long time fight for that win. Diane Melendez says Bunomo with a bunch of claps. Congratulations. And then Music and Racing 2K on YouTube says hell of a race. So man, a couple shout outs
awesome.
for you there. A great win for you. Before we let you go though, Steven, anyone you want to thank? Anyone to shout out?
Yeah, definitely my friends. My fiance Diane, she puts up with listening to me talk about this stuff and tries to watch all the races she can. So I really appreciate that. My team, Jamie, he's taught me so much over the years of me meeting him. The sponsors, Trackside, buy some stuff from them. I've gotten my first diecast from them. And yeah, all the admins and all the other sponsors that we have. And I do want to say I apologize to Lopez. He's a buddy of mine. I was coming off a run and I wanted to actually follow Josh, and I didn't turn enough and I got into the back of him. So I feel bad that I got into him, even though he said it's all good. But I wanted to give Lopez a shout out too, because I didn't really mean to turn him like that. I just bad timing.
It happens at super speedway races. Sometimes it's just things happen so quickly. We saw the same thing happen with who was it there? Kevin Thompson just getting turned around, the same kind of deal. So I mean, great on you to apologize. A lot of people won't do that. I know as a racer, I appreciate that much. So, and again, good luck next week at Chicagoland. Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, Josh, as always. I've been in the league for a while, and you've been doing the broadcast on Tuesdays since, so I appreciate you. So thank you. Always a great broadcast.
Pronouncing your last name right.
Yeah, you do great at that too. Appreciate that.
Not a problem, man. Hey, well, again, congratulations, and go celebrate, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
There's Steven Bunomo getting the win here tonight in the season opener at Talladega Super Speedway. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, or over on Kick. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. And hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Check out all our great links down below. Check out our website as well if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag. And as always, as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over